The Court of Appeals has issued a restraining order on a major power supply deal, but President Bongbong Marcos himself urges the CA to reconsider this decision, citing the possible impact to consumers. Good news for motorists, pump prices are set for a major rollback effective Tuesday. And in world news, protests erupt in China over the government's implementation of a zero-COVID policy. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Philippines is waiting for the arrival of the first batch of bivalent vaccines to arrive sometime next month. To tell us more about this, we have vaccine expert panel head, Dr. Nina Gloriani, over the phone. Dr. Gloriani, good evening.
Hello, good afternoon, Riza.
Doc,
Everyone.
we'd like to know, meron na po bang initial guidelines on the administration of this bivalent vaccines? And sino-sino po yung pwedeng makakuha nito?
Okay, it will be the Department of Health and actually yung HTAC who will prepare the guidelines, no? So, but they are still waiting for the FDA approval for EUA. So, depende do sa magiging rekomendasyon ng FDA, they may tailor the guidelines accordingly, no? But right now, the boosters should be given to the more vulnerable populations like the healthcare workers, the elderly, yung may mga comorbidities.
Doctora, according to Congresswoman Janet Garin, we need a second booster before getting bivalent vaccines. Can you confirm this?
Actually, mukhang may naging confusion nga dyan. Hindi yata yan ang minimin niya. Yung second booster, okay, we only have around 26% coverage sa first booster. No? That's very low. So we still need to ramp up yung first booster natin. And the thinking is hindi naman kailangang intayin na makapag-second bago ibibigay yung bivalent. Remember, ang circulating variants ngayon ay iba na. Diba, mga Omicron, BA.4/5, at may mga bago pa. So the bivalent vaccine should be able to address those better or protect against those variants better. So, baka hindi na natin iintayin. Kung wala pang booster, pwedeng ito na ang ibigay per guidelines of the DOH.
Do we have an update, Doctora, on when the bivalent vaccines will arrive in the country? Tuloy na po ba yan ang sinasabi nilang next month?
We were hoping that will happen, ano? Pero right now, the evaluation of the bivalent vaccines, both Pfizer and Moderna, are ongoing. So until we get the FDA, EUA, yung approval, pupunta pa po yan sa HTAC, and then saka pa lang mapoprocess yung procurement. So maybe soon, baka early next year nga.
Well, thank you very much, Doctora, for sharing with us those information. That's vaccine expert panel head, Doctora Nina Gloriani. Thank you. Meanwhile, a former health secretary is urging the DOH to come up with guidelines on how bivalent vaccines will be administered. Iloilo Representative Janet Garin claimed that a second booster is needed before getting the bivalent shots. Bivalent vaccines are second-generation COVID-19 vaccines that target both the original coronavirus and its sub-variants. These bivalent vaccines are expected to arrive in the country next month. Oil companies will implement a big-time price rollback starting tomorrow. Diesel prices will go down by 3 pesos and 95 centavos per liter, while gasoline will be cheaper by 85 centavos per liter. Kerosene prices will also drop by 2 pesos and 65 centavos per liter. The Energy Department earlier attributed the oil price rollback to less demand from China, higher fuel inventory in the United States, and price cap on Russian oil. More stories after the short break. Stay with us. still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Court of Appeals has suspended a major supply deal between two power conglomerates. Shala Francisco with the report.
The Court of Appeals has issued a temporary restraining order on the power supply agreement between San Miguel Corporation, South Premier Power Corporation, and Meralco. This means that South Premier won't be supplying electricity to Meralco for now. Recall that the Energy Regulatory Commission earlier rejected SMC's petition for a rate hike following the rise in oil prices. The CA, on the other hand, favored South Premier. The appellate court agreed that implementing a power rate hike is the cheaper option rather than having the contract terminated altogether. The DRO on the power supply deal will be in effect for 60 days.
Way beyond that, ang papasanin ng electric consumers, yung bond na yan, mumu yan. Kung magkakaroon ng mga bagong kontrata, ang kalalabasan talaga niyan ay mahal na klase ng kuryente ang isusupply.
The ERC is also worried, noting that the fixed price under the PSA has been beneficial for consumers. As for the parties involved, Meralco said it is now reviewing the TRO to determine its next steps. For its part, SMC Global Power maintained that the ERC had been informed about their plea for a price hike. They also assured the ERC that the public would still get the lowest possible rates despite the price hike, but they said that the ERC chose to look the other way. The company added that raising the issue to the CA is part of their right to due process. The Energy Department said the Office of the Solicitor General is in contact with the ERC to discuss the matter. Over the weekend, President Bongbong Marcos warned that the PSA suspension could mean higher rates. The President hopes that the CA would reconsider its decision. Shala Francisco, we are One News.
Protests against China's COVID-0 policy continue as more and more people express frustration over extended lockdowns and stringent quarantine and testing protocols. The details in this video from Bloomberg.
So I've been almost 13 years in Shanghai, and I've never seen anything like it. I was just over around the corner at Wulumuchi Road. Thousands of people protesting China's COVID restrictions, also protesting the people that have been arrested over the last couple of days. Demonstrations were seen in other major cities, from Beijing to the northwest Xinjiang region, in opposition to China's zero-tolerance COVID policies. The trigger came after virus restrictions were blamed for hampering rescue efforts in a deadly fire in Xinjiang last week. Hundreds of residents convened to mourn the dead, lighting candles and holding white papers, a symbolic protest against censorship. And in terms of trying to understand why frustration is blowing over, earlier in November, the Chinese government announced some easing measures, a virus playbook, 20 guidelines that were actually used in order to ensure that local government officials were using targeted measures to enforce the COVID-0 regime. And now, a few weeks later, it seems like we're back to square one. So they've been backtracking on a lot of these guidelines that the national government had ordered. China hasn't publicly responded to the growing unrest, but the state-backed People's Daily reiterated on Sunday the need to stick to COVID-0. China is in a difficult position. Xi and top leaders are unwilling to endure the fatalities that ensue when even the most vaccinated nations open up.
K-pop couple Ye-jin and Son Ye-jin have welcomed the baby boy. Ye-jin's agency, MSteam Entertainment, said that both the actress and the couple's first child are healthy. The couple confirmed Son Ye-jin's pregnancy in July, a month after rumors of it surfaced online. The two began dating after filming the hit Korean drama series Crash Landing on You. The couple then tied the knot last March. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.